Have you ever stood in a place so ancient you could feel the weight of time pressing down on you? Not just see it in the layers of rock, but truly feel it, like a presence in the air. I'm Dr. Aries Dorn, an archaeologist, and I've spent my life chasing ghosts. The ghosts of our ancestors, hidden in the earth. But I never expected them to talk back. This is the story of the Etherin Cave, a place where the whispers of the Ice Age didn't just linger. They came alive. Our story begins in a remote, almost forgotten valley in the Pyrenees Mountains. For years, local legend spoke of a cave that sang on moonless nights, a place shepherds avoided, believing it was haunted. To me, that sounded less like a ghost story and more like a treasure map. After months of searching, guided by faded maps and the fragmented tales of village elders, we found it. The entrance was a mere slit in a limestone cliff, hidden behind a curtain of ancient ivy, almost as if the mountain itself was trying to keep it secret. The moment we stepped inside, the air changed. It was cold, yes, but it was a deep, resonant, cold, thick with the smell of damp earth, and something else, something ancient and still. Our headlamps cut through the darkness, revealing a passage that twisted and turned, leading us deeper into the mountain's heart. The walls were smooth, sculpted by millennia of water, but they weren't empty. Faintly etched into the stone, we began to see the first signs of life, the unmistakable outline of a mammoth, its tusks curving majestically. We had found it, an untouched, Ice Age sanctuary. The first few weeks were a whirlwind of meticulous work. We gritted the cave floor, carefully documenting every bone fragment, every flint tool. The artwork was breathtaking. Horses, bison, and enigmatic symbols covered the walls, a silent testament to a world lost to time. We were walking in the footsteps of people who lived over 20,000 years ago. It was the discovery of a lifetime, but the real mystery of Etherin Cave hadn't revealed itself yet. It waited for the sun to go down. It was our lead acoustician, Dr. Lena Petrova, who first noticed it. She was running some tests, trying to understand how sound traveled within the cavern. One night, working late, she set up her highly sensitive microphones to capture the ambient noise of the drip of water, the scuttling of unseen creatures. She left the equipment running and went back to camp. The next morning, when she reviewed the recordings, she called me over, her face pale. "Ares," she said, "you need to hear this." She played the audio. At first, all I heard was the familiar, gentle symphony of the cave. But then, just after the time stamp marked midnight, something else emerged. It was faint, a low, guttural sound, almost like a hum. It rose and fell in a strange, rhythmic pattern. It sounded human. But that was impossible. We were the only people for miles, and our camp was a silent zone after 10 p.m. We checked all our equipment for malfunctions, for radio interference. Nothing. The sound was coming from inside the cave itself. The whispers, as we started calling them, became our obsession. They only appeared on the recordings after midnight, and they were never the same twice. Sometimes it was a single, sustained note. Other times it was a complex series of clicks and soft, guttural utterances. We were baffled. Was it a geological phenomenon? Wind moving through unseen fissures in a peculiar way? Lena was convinced it was something more. She pointed out that the sounds often seemed to originate from the areas with the densest concentration of paintings. It was as if the art was the source. That's when Lena proposed a radical theory. She had read about soundscapes and the acoustic properties of prehistoric caves. Our ancestors, she argued, didn't just paint in these caves. They chose them for their specific sonic qualities. The art wasn't just visual. It was part of a ritual experience involving sound. What if, she hypothesized, the unique mineral composition of the rock, combined with the cave's specific shape and humidity, could somehow record sound, not like a tape recorder, but in a more subtle, resonant way, a kind of geological echo imprinted on the very stone over tens of thousands of years. The idea was outlandish, bordering on science fiction. but we had no other explanation. We decided to test it. We brought in a geophysicist with advanced ground-penetrating radar and seismic sensors. We were going to listen to the rock itself. At the same time, we cross-referenced the timing of the whispers with the placement of the art. We noticed a pattern. The sounds resembling animal calls, like the bellow of a bison, were recorded near paintings of bison hunts. The softer, more rhythmic hums were detected near a series of handprints and abstract symbols, a place we theorized was for shamanistic rituals. The breakthrough came during a digital reconstruction. Lena created a 3D acoustic model of the cave. In the simulation, she could project sound from any point and see how it would reflect and resonate. When she simulated a low, rhythmic chant similar to those found in some modern indigenous cultures originating from the ritual chamber, the sound waves bounced off the curved walls and converged on a single point, a natural acoustic focal point. It was the exact spot where our microphones had picked up the clearest, most complex whispers. The cave wasn't just a canvas, it was an instrument, a natural amplifier designed to enhance ritual sound. But this still didn't explain how we were hearing ancient sounds. The geophysicist provided the missing piece of the puzzle. The limestone in Ethelaran cave was unusually rich in quartz crystals. Under immense pressure or subtle seismic shifts, even those too small for humans to feel, can release a tiny electrical charge. This is known as the piezoelectric effect. Lena's theory evolved. What if the powerful sound vibrations from ancient rituals, amplified by the cave's acoustics, were strong enough to cause a molecular-level imprint on these quartz-rich surfaces over millennia? And what if present-day seismic tremors were causing these imprints to play back, releasing a faint echo of that original sound energy? We were talking about a natural, geological recording, an echo that had been waiting 20,000 years to be heard. We decided to conduct one final, daring experiment. Based on the art and the sounds we'd captured, Lena's team synthesized what we believed might be a close approximation of an Ice Age chant. It was a combination of low drones, percussive clicks made with stones, and breathy vocalizations. Then, one night, we went to the acoustic focal point in the ritual chamber. We turned off all our lights. We stood in absolute darkness and absolute silence. Then, we played the sound. What happened next is something I will never be able to fully describe. As our synthesized chant filled the space, the cave seemed to answer. It wasn't just an echo. The air grew thick, and the whispers we had only ever heard on recordings started to fill the cavern around us, but stronger, more distinct. It was like we had provided the right key, a resonant frequency that unlocked the stored information in the rock. We could distinguish different tones, different rhythms, a chorus of voices from the distant past, swirling around us in the dark. We weren't just listening to a recording. We were in a conversation with the Stone Age. We were standing inside a memory. The Ethelaran cave has rewritten our understanding of prehistoric life. These weren't just primitive hunters struggling for survival. They were artists, musicians, and spiritual engineers who understood acoustics in a way we are only just beginning to grasp. They didn't just live in their world. They subdued it, creating sacred spaces that resonated with their voices long after they were gone. The whispers of Ethelaran are not ghosts. They are the enduring legacy of human ingenuity, a message encoded in stone, reminding us that the past is never truly silent. You just have to know how to listen. Thank you so much for joining me on this incredible journey back in time. The research at Ethelaran is ongoing, and there are still so many secrets to uncover. If you found this story as fascinating as I do, please hit that like button and consider subscribing for more explorations into the mysteries of our ancient world. Your support helps us continue our work and share these amazing discoveries with all of you. Until next time, keep exploring.